Hey, hi guys.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Melanie.
Hello.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
We have Dogless Melanie up there, our producer, and naturally Lisa, our host. Wow, what a show we have today! Everybody was here. Everybody's on time, and except me. So I still have to finish uploading. I didn't even have Laura's. Not Laura's. Izzy's video converted small enough yet. So why don't you introduce our dog, and I will get her video uploaded because I just got a message from her that she does have to. Her phone's going to die. We got to get her on. Okay. So and she's at work. So hey, we have some dedicated volunteers here, don't we? But I didn't have her video converted. That's a problem, isn't it? So go ahead, Lisa, if you want to talk about Izzy a little bit. And Izzy has two names.
Izzy is also known as Rosie. She's a sweet 3-year-old girl who loves to play and adores the company of other dogs. She was surrendered because of some life changes with their owners. Izzy is being fostered in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I find her folder, I'll get that video coming up here. Maybe we should instead of stuttering and making ourselves look even more foolish, maybe we should bring her up while I'm uploading the video. What do you think?
Let's bring Katrina.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Kara. Hi.
Hey, Rosie, or Katrina too.
Yeah. Kara. So Rosie's actually 5 now.
Okay.
Wow.
And yep, she loves. Now I have another foster and then my personal dog at home, and her and Waldo are best buddies. She gets along with my girl, but they'll play, but they aren't best buddies. But they get along. Good girl. She's very happy, very energetic. She'll jump baby gates in one bound, so you have to make sure you have good fences. And she will let you know anytime anybody's outside, just like a real peer, a true peer.
She's like a real peer. I like
Sounds
that.
about right.
She's a PocketPyr, isn't she?
She is. She's on the smaller side. But she's very good house manners. She doesn't really dig. She will go into holes and go under stuff, but she's not a big digger, at least not in my house. Between my 3, she's the least digging.
Cool.
She go for walks. Anytime she's wandering around the house or the yard, she just prances. She's got lots of energy. She loves walk. She is she does have the Pyrenees trait of being wary of strangers, so you have to introduce her carefully and appropriately. But if you do that, then she's like, "Oh, okay, I know you, I trust you," and she'll play with you well. Sometimes you're going for a walk, and all of a sudden she just gets excited. She starts jumping up and down and rolls over and wiggles and leaps. And every time you come home, she meets you with lots of enthusiasm. And
Wow.
she's a perfect girl inside.
All right. Well, why don't you take a break for a second? I've got her video up here, and let's just play her video, and we'll come right back to her, okay?
Okie dokie.
Oh, look at that nice looking butt she has too, boy. I'm a butt guy. I like them big butts.
She loves to have it petted.
Well, you should have put her in the big butt contest when you had a chance. We'll do another one. Maybe we should do one this summer. Huh? Maybe. She's a good looking girl. I just can't get over how I smiled every time I see that video you sent in of her meeting that boy in that video in just
Yeah.
2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. It's amazing when you let the dog process through this and you go at the dog's pace, how much nicer this goes.
Yeah, I'll take her to either in the Costco parking lot a couple weeks ago, and we're walking around, and there's this one lady just walking across the parking lot, and Rosie was like, I want to go see her. So she took me right up to her. Lady, are you okay with her coming up? And she said, yeah. I said, just don't look at her until she decides she likes you. So she didn't. She just talked to me and stood there calling me. Rosie went up, sniffed her, sat next to her, leaned against her leg, and said, pet. Yeah.
Wow. So when she lived in Hollywood, she couldn't do that, could she? Because she was never socialized in that way.
Right.
And but now this is Rosie, how she should be. Now you can't look up Rosie. You're not going to find her. At least you're not going to find that dog. Her GPRS name is Izzy. So we got to make sure that's how you find her, is Izzy. And boy, she's beautiful too. That's one of her older pictures too, isn't it, Katrina?
Yeah, that I got her.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but boy, she sure is. I can't believe she's 5.
Right.
She's got to bark like a big dog, not a PocketPyr.
She got a big girl bark. All right. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org, that's where Izzy is. And that Izzy is Rosie. That gets confusing. The reason she's got 2 names is because she has vet records in Izzy, and they can't change that. That just takes a lot of man hours to change in the system. So look her up as Izzy. It's easier that way. And you'll get Rosie. How about that? So, wow. Our producer, somebody's running behind you, Miss Producer.
Yes, my husband thinks he's being funny.
Oh, well, when do we get to meet your husband? No offense there, Rosie, but this would be a very interesting time here. We all think he is fictitious.
Well, you just saw glances of him as he made his.
All right. Okay, we got to get focused back on dogs here. Tell him this isn't fair to do this during the show. Okay. So, what would her perfect home look like, Katrina?
Perfect home would be someone who doesn't have a whole lot of people coming and going, so you can make sure she has the right introductions. She does love kids, but if there's lots of kids coming and going, you'd have to make sure someone was there to make sure she had the right introduction, because she will bark and act tough if she doesn't have good introduction. So either someone that doesn't have a lot of kids that come and go, or a family that doesn't have kids, they just come to visit, would be awesome. She's very energetic. So walks and runs. She'd love running and playtime. She plays.
Sounds like Lisa needs her.
She pretty much nonstop. She'll come in and rest. She'll be outside, and she'll come in, and the other 2 dogs are sleeping, and she'll wake them up and make them play with her.
Wow.
She does she plays with her toys, but she's not hyperactive inside or causes issues. I can leave her in the house all day when I go to work and come home, and she's just like, oh, hi, Mom.
And she loves her crate. She'll retreat to it when she needs to chill out, doesn't she?
Right. So when she's on her downtime, she'll either go into the bedroom by herself, or she'll hang out, go into her crate in the living room. Sometimes she'll sleep with all 3 of us in the bedroom, and sometimes she's like, nope, I'm sleeping in the living room by myself. She hasn't been able to go into her crate the past couple of weeks because I've got baby chicks in it. But
Well,
but she's with it fine.
and you can take her to work with you, huh?
Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
So that's where you are now.
yeah. They're here right now because I'm working at the school. But
Yeah, you got a good boss too. Let you bring your dogs to work.
Yeah.
yeah, we're working on getting my dog to be service trained so she can come and read with the kids. So
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. All right.
yeah,
Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where Rosie is as Izzy. So she needs a home. Katrina needs to save another one.
Yes.
And you also have another GPRS foster. You have Waldo, don't you?
I do. And if you
Yeah.
want dogs, Waldo and Rosie do very well being adopted together.
Who and Waldo?
Waldo and
Rosie?
Rosie would do well together.
Really? Okay. Waldo and Rosie. There you go. Now, definitely not required because
The
they're not a
website.
bonded pair, but they would do. Sometimes we come across dogs that do better. I mean, are easier than most single dogs, and there's two of them. And
And Waldo / Radish is listed as needing to be an only dog because he has a hard time getting to know new dogs and there can be issues for several months, but they've gotten through all of that and they're best buddies now. So if somebody wanted,
wow.
they
You
would
know, I
work.
ran across Radish's video. I think it's in the countdown timer. It was last week or something, and then I was thinking to myself, we got to get Radish back on. And here we are. We're talking to his mom about it right now.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
maybe in the near future, we can get him on. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay, good. Now you have another foster also. Is that one ready yet?
Just my personal dog.
Oh, so you got 2 fosters and 25 personal dogs. Katrina, thank you for bringing this sweet girl on the phone. This whole time I didn't make the association of Izzy and Rosie. I didn't. And,
Yeah.
thanks for taking good care of her.
Well, thanks for having us on the show.
All right.
Thank
And
you.
we will see you another time with Radish / Waldo. How about that? You got to quit confusing me with these dogs' names. All right. So, because you got to remember, you can't look her up as Rosie. You have to look her up as Izzy. Okay. And, what happened was when she was adopted, the adopters named her Rosie. And
Yeah.
since there's no trauma associated with that name or anything like that, well, she responded to it. So that's why Katrina left Rosie. But
Yeah, she doesn't respond to Izzy, but you can just whisper Rosie from across the room and she's at your side. So
all right. Plus, it's a good name too. Common name, but so's Izzy. So we're good to go. Wow. All right, Katrina. I will take you back down since you're probably down to about 10% battery now, huh?
okay.
As soon as I find you down here, over here, or down. No, producer, will you please take her down? Thank you. All right. So next up, well, I think what we'll do is we'll do our next superstar because we've got we got Sully and Mita coming up, and we want to give them as much time as possible. All right. And so we will. Well, we got Laura, and we got a video for Laura. And where's Laura at? There she is. She's right there. Wow, she's something else, isn't she? She's the superstar.
She is. She's a really special girl.
And she's husky mixed or something, isn't she?
Yep, we think she's a husky Pyrenees mix. She's just I was interested to see what that combination of breeds would be like, but he is just an absolute angel. I think that the Pyr might calm down the husky tendencies a little bit. She's not super high energy, but still a lot of fun and really playful and likes to be active when she's able to be.
And then when she wants to be a couch tater, she's the best in the world.
Oh yeah, she's a great couch potato, a great snuggler. She's
an overachiever.
Yes.
See, now you don't have cats or kids, but her last foster, I guess Great Pyrenees Rescue Society says, that dog's no good with kids. We got to send him over here. And because she had Chloe on in the past, and then she had Laura. Well, Laura's got an update, and it just gets better and better and better. Yeah, that's from her previous foster there, right there. That's a young child. But they've taught their children how to approach a dog. That's very important. But Laura is very forgiving.
She's met a few kids and she loves them. She's really good with them. But I would say like dog savvy kids, or just a parent that knows how to kind of do introductions and all of that stuff would be good for her.
How'd you come about getting her? How'd you know about Laura?
So Gretchen asked if she would be a good fit, our foster coordinator.
But you had another dog before her.
We had one of her puppies, Lucas.
There you go.
Yep.
That was what I just missed your husband, Melanie. Sorry, I was watching you. I was reading Laurie's message here.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had Lucas. He was only here for 2 weeks before he found his forever home, but then we had her a couple weeks later, and it's been a lot of fun seeing like how alike the two of them are.
And I think there's only one left that's not adopted. Am I close, Lisa? Or is there more than that?
There's a few left that are not adopted.
Lauren is not adopted. Yeah. Okay. So one of her puppies is still there. And so it doesn't matter which one gets adopted first. They're both in excellent homes.
Yeah.
They're both in good foster homes, as we can see. Moose must be an angel and a pillow.
He's a really good boy. Yeah. They hit it off instantly. They've just been really good pals from the beginning pretty much. And their play style works really well together, and they have a lot of fun.
I had to really look at that picture to realize there was a dog in that picture with her. All right.
He makes a good pillow. He's nice and soft and squishy and warm.
And I'll tell you what, for his age, 12 years old, right?
Yep.
He sure does get around.
Yeah, he's very playful, very active boy. He has a little bit of arthritis, so he'll have days where he's like more tired than others or more sore than others. And she does a really good job of just kind of like respecting those boundaries. He doesn't necessarily want to play, but most of the time he's up to play and have lots of fun.
All right. So can you have any guesses as to why Laura is still in the system? Are you hiding her from everybody? Are you denying all the applications that come in for her? I'm just curious, how can a dog like this still not be adopted?
We absolutely love her, so I might be tempted to deny all the applications, but we haven't been. I think Russ is just in a tough place right now. So there are a ton of dogs that need homes, and all over the place. And GPRS is no exception there, unfortunately. But she's wonderful. We just every single day we're like, I don't know how someone hasn't scooped this dog up. She's amazing. She just is. She fits in seamlessly. She's really adaptable. She's a lot of fun. She's just an absolute love. So anyone who decides to adopt her is going to be really lucky.
Lisa, do you have any husbands up for adoption yet?
Melanie? Nope, Melanie said no, not yet.
Okay. Well, we like to address all questions. Okay. So Sydney did address that, but Sydney's absolutely right. Laura's a 5-star dog, and we saw that from when she was with her short-term Texas foster, and we knew that. And whoever gets her is going to hit the jackpot, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. She's a very good girl.
So what would her perfect home look like? We know about the young, it has to have young children or not. She gets a little excited and she can jump up every once in a while or not, or was that Izzy?
She will occasionally jump up when she's excited, so that's just something to be aware of or work on. And she's very strong. She's only like 70 pounds, but she's a very strong dog. So maybe slightly older kids, or like I said before, just dog savvy kids or parents who are willing to put in the work to teach those boundaries. But an active, playful dog companion, I think, would be really great. She was good with cats in her previous foster home, so that would probably be fine. Just someone who really will embrace a dog that's very lovey and affectionate and cuddly and wants to be, in your lap and near you, I think is really important for her. So
Okay.
she loves affection, and it'll be best for her to have a family that embraces that and really wants that out of a dog.
And the affection is very, very important because that's actually the need of this dog. Okay.
Yes.
And you have to meet the dog's needs. And by the way, it has been confirmed by the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society headquarters. There's no husbands up for adoption this week. Okay. I'm glad we got that taken care of. Wow. So her perfect home, I mean, there's really not that many restrictions, if any.
No, I think she's, it's listed in her profile, the requirements, but those are pretty much the same of any other dogs at GPRS. But
right, you got to pry the dogs out of your cold dead hands. Everybody gets that.
Yeah, yeah, I think she'd be happy pretty much anywhere.
Wow, it looks like it too. Have you and Jamie ever met? Jamie, I think, has the last of her puppies. Have you guys ever had a play date?
We haven't met. No, we're not super close, but
Okay.
I, of course, am always watching the pictures and videos that she shares, and it's funny. All of the puppies seem to sleep in the same position that Laura likes to sleep in, and they have just some little personality quirks that are super similar. So it's funny how much alike they end up being.
Yeah. Wow, isn't that amazing? And like, so yeah, stuff like that does pass on to the puppies. That means if something like that can pass on, what else can pass along? All right. So good thing it was all the good stuff, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. If they, end up with temperaments like her, then that's wonderful. And I think that I'm sure that they will. Right.
And going back on her being so strong and her being so good on the leash, she's strong because she's bred to pull a sled behind her while she's running with everything on it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So she's going to have muscles, and then plus she gets exercise.
Yeah.
When you let your dogs out in the backyard, what do? They use the bathroom, curl up and lay down. Where's the exercise? Mm-hmm. Or structured walks. That's always good. If you can't do structured walks, well, you're not required to either. They can still get some exercise in the backyard.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the backyard, one of the fun surprises about her is that she always potties in the same back corner. We didn't teach her that, but she does it just automatically every time. So I was like, maybe you could teach Moose how to do that when she first showed up, but he hasn't caught on yet. Hopefully soon.
Well, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and he's old.
Yeah.
I was hoping to be able to catch a glimpse of him on the show, but I guess not. You're hogging him all to yourself.
Oh, I didn't want, he's a little bit of a Velcro dog, so I didn't want him to try and push his way in here. Okay.
All right. But he also seems to be very forgiving of her, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. Yeah, honestly, maybe more so dogs he's been around. Doesn't mind that
Moose is complaining that he can't get on camera. Moose is a golden retriever, 12 years old.
Yes. Come on, bud.
And you may want to let go of your leash because we're done there. Can you stay for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll move you off to the side.
Okay.
Because we've got a couple of dogs coming up. They're with the same foster that are just amazing dogs too. As soon as I find, there we go. Phew. Lori wants to know if she can come over and teach her pack how to poop in one place. And Lori's got a pack.
Right.
Plus, she's a glutton for punishment. She has got a young puppy, a Great Pyrenees puppy to boot. and she's the one that volunteers with the Newfoundland Rescue, that Newfoundland place, and she's our Newfie lady. All right, and I just still can't get completely grasp the fact that Newfoundlands actually need a rescue. So they save humans. Why do we have to save them? So, all right. Next up, now this we've had a special request on a video, and we'll just kill two birds with one stone with it because I did some tests on it and I liked the video. We're going to kind of combine Sully and Mita's videos together. What do you think?
Sounds good.
And her foster made this, and I liked it. Everybody liked it. And just be prepared. Go get your beer or whatever. It's kind of long, but it's actually, it'll keep your attention. And we're going to bring them up while it's playing. Well, I'll tell you what, those sure are some good-looking dogs.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll tell you, Sully is stunning, isn't he?
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah. And now let me, yeah, there he is
That's
right
him.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
He got off to a little bit of a, he can't even say a rough start. But he's all better now.
Yeah, oh, I'm echoing. Sorry. Yeah, he's doing way better than when he first came, and he did come to us through headquarters because the original foster had cats in the home, and he didn't
And he
get along.
thinks cats are evil.
Yes, he does. He does.
All right, and that's cats are evil. I have one. Right?
I don't
And
agree,
she's-
but yeah.
Well, my cat's evil, and
Oh, okay.
and my dogs like to play with them, just like playing fetch. Anyway,
No.
but now Mita, on the other hand, holy crap,
Yeah.
that's a good-looking girl too. She's got perfect badger markings, doesn't she?
She's a beauty. She is, and she struts her stuff. She is definitely diva, and she wants to be in charge. So,
Is that why the game of chase only plays one way?
right.
Because
I think Sully lets her. He really likes Mita. Yeah,
they do very well together, don't they?
they do. They do.
Now let's clear up any confusion. These two are not a bonded pair, are they?
They are not.
Okay, but they
came
would
from-
do great
yeah,
together.
They would do great together. So they came from two different shelters, two different backgrounds. Oh, so sorry.
And they make excellent couch potatoes. I've seen pictures.
They are great couch potatoes, but we were having trouble getting them to stay on the couch, so we brought out the treats, and now forget it. You know, they
Wait a minute, you
they
had
only
trouble
attention-
getting them to stay on the couch.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they only have attention for the treats.
You realize how big of a complaint that the dogs won't get off the couch is.
No, they're fine.
Wow, ain't that something? God, she's both of them. Now, is she bigger than Sulas or is he bigger than her?
They're about the same weight, but he's taller.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she's more stocky, and her hair is soft and fluffy.
So she's got the
Lots of
soft coat.
undercoat. She's got the soft coat, and he's got a more wiry coat
Okay.
and a freckle face. You see the pictures of his nose, the freckle face. So
Okay. Up here, take over here. At least I got to clear my throat.
Christine, remind us, how old are they?
Sully Sulas just turned 2, and Mita just turned 3.
So they're still young.
So yeah, but he's very low key.
Right.
So while you see how he can be very energetic for the most part, he just hangs out next to you or nearby.
Wonderful.
So what would, we'll start with Mita. What would her perfect home look like? Providing, and let's just leave Sully out of that equation that he doesn't go with her. Let's describe it that way.
Well, it would be better to have a dog companion there. Kids, I guess, Mark at the park, she does okay with the kids.
Yeah, she does great
Yeah.
with kids. We, like just traditional, suggest over three, because
She's so big.
yeah, and kids over 3 tend to understand. Hey, let's not be in the way of a running dog.
For example. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Lori made a comment, one of our viewers, that says it looks like they need to be adopted together. Well,
I mean,
need isn't
would
the right
Yeah.
need isn't the right word. Okay, they're not a bonded pair.
right.
Do I
It
think
would-
they should be adopted together? I think any dog that has a friend should go with their friend. Okay,
it would
doesn't
be
mean-
ideal.
but
Yes.
they don't have to be adopted together. They're not a bonded pair. Okay,
Right.
we want to make sure that we clear that up. The
Right,
bonded
Yeah.
one of the dogs or both, but usually it's one of the dogs in their mind feel they can't survive unless they're near the other dog. That's
Yeah.
kind of most of the definition of a bonded pair. That's actually not, in a lot of cases, that's really not a good thing. All right. That means
Yeah,
you have
it's
a
not.
dog.
So
Yeah.
yeah, in the mornings on their first morning walk, I have been kind of giving that a test by taking Sully out without Mita, and he does do fine. In fact,
Yeah,
they
I don't
both
see any signals that they're a bonded pair at all. I mean, because if there was any hint that they were a bonded pair, the rescue wouldn't separate them. You would have to adopt them together. Okay.
Correct.
But
correct.
they're
But
not.
it's
They have, there's no indication whatsoever that they're a bonded pair. They're just good friends and they do well
they
together.
are extremely good friends. And speaking of going on walks, they do walk very well on the lead.
Cool.
Sully a little better than Mita. Mita likes that whole sniffari thing.
I love that word. That was
yeah,
I like that.
I do too. Yeah. So that kind of impedes progress, whereas Sully's more than ready to continue. She wants to stop. And so I end up having stretched arms and, you know.
Wow. Sniffari. I think I was Heather that came up with that one for Laura, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a good one. Yep.
That was a good one. Can we use that in the future, Heather, or is that copyrighted?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's wow. Now, Mita, she's just gorgeous. Does she know how gorgeous she is? Does
Yes,
she
she
kind
does.
of stuck up?
Yeah.
That figures.
She does. Yep. The whole word diva applies to her.
Yeah,
So
and she's definitely a diva.
Yes. She's on the floor right now, so there you go. We can't get her back on the couch without treats. And
Gosh, she's beautiful. Now, you said she's about 85 pounds?
Yes.
Okay, you know, if you keep putting weight on her like that, she won't, she's on the outside edge of being able to have her PocketPyr title.
Right. No, we feed each of them the same amount every day. They get that exercise.
They look healthy.
Yes. When they came to us, they were, less weight.
Yeah. And Mita had surgery, didn't she, on her eyes?
Yes. So before she came to us, she was at headquarters, and I brought her here to help her recover, out of the foster or the headquarters environment. And
well, it's always best to have medical surgeries recover as a one-on-one. There at any given time there can be 40 dogs at that headquarters.
Exactly.
They don't have 40 volunteers there at the same time.
Correct.
So, and that's why.
So Melise had paired her up with Sully, and I was just going to take her home and do that whole one-on-one thing, and she was just so happy with him, and
she wasn't having nothing to do with that, was she?
Right, exactly. And he definitely looked like he wanted to come along, so I said, okay, I'll take the both of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
but they're not.
Here we are.
Yeah, and see, they just do so well. They thrive off of each other, but at the same time, they check in with you guys.
Yes.
So that's just amazing. Nice work. But that's what GPRS fosters do.
That's it.
So that's just another Tuesday for them. All right.
There you go.
So the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org, that's where they are. And if they were a bonded pair, it would say so in their bios too. And
Correct.
It does not. All right. And that's very, it's not like it's a bad B word or anything like that. It's just that it's more difficult to adopt two dogs together when it's required. All right.
Right.
They've adopted pairs out probably more often by accident than they ever have on purpose, haven't they?
Right. Yeah, like my first official foster experience was a bonded pair, and they adopted quickly because they were also beautiful. So
yeah, I don't remember which bonded pair you have. It doesn't matter. They're adopted.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, Rose and Charlie, but Charlie was my pillow. So
well, the good news is the behavior consultant didn't know those two dogs. That's the good news. Whenever,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't know those two.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
And it's not bad news if I do, because, well, I like dogs too.
Right. It was
Yeah.
it was a quick turnaround. So
Yes, that's awesome. So what would we covered Mita? What would Sully's perfect home look like if he did not go with Mita?
ideally somewhere where there's at least one person home most of the time. Another dog, I mean, especially watching how they get along, another dog would be better.
But not
But he
required.
would be
He can be an only dog in certain circumstances.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Especially if there's somebody at home, just,
Okay.
almost 100% of the time. He'd be better with a female. He occasionally has trouble with young males.
Little dogs, right?
Well, little dogs and young males.
Well, I don't know about you, but when my kids were growing up, they sure were annoying when they were young.
Well, that's it. I think he finds them annoying, and so he, he's like, "Oh, little brother, stop annoying me."
And that's not uncommon. Dogs do that.
Yeah, yeah. But he's
good looking too.
Learn
Boy.
to get along. Yeah, we'll learn to get along with the ones that he initially reacted to. So
Right.
yeah, he's a good boy.
Now nobody, I mean, rescues typically they don't recommend children under a certain age. And I don't know what that is usually, but because I'm not part of the rescues, but there's a reason for that. They are, no matter how little he or she is, okay, we'll take Mita. She's 85 pounds.
Right.
Well, to us, that's tiny. But you see, our definition of tiny and your definition of tiny could be a little bit different. All right.
Yeah.
So
especially
they can
when
accidentally knock a child over and hurt them and not even realize it. And just
exactly. It is not something that they would intentionally do. They would just be being themselves and happen
And correct
to
me if I'm
be
wrong, Lisa, you do handle children case by case. Is that correct?
Correct.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the family's experience with large dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes, exactly. A family that has experience with the large dogs would be better than.
and plus too, the dog has to have you got to be familiar with kids too. All right.
Right.
So,
Right. And we have no kids in the house, but they do get exposed over there at the dog park. There's
Wait a minute, I could have sworn Mark told me one time that my mom's acting like a child. Didn't you say that once, Mark?
That could be possible. I'm not going to say either
Could
way.
be, and then so just because there's two adults in the house doesn't mean we don't have two kids in the house. Because sometimes I act like a big child, especially when I see dogs like Mita and Sully.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I just get all starstruck, slobber face.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Stop. Can I pet them? So
now both of them are when they're home with you guys, and what would you say their strongest weak point is? Food? They like food, or I'm not talking about food aggression or anything like that. That's a natural behavior in any animal.
Mita more than Sully.
Okay.
Sully doesn't approach his food the same way she does. He doesn't have the same enthusiasm. But when he first got here, he was being fed off the floor because
I remember that. Yeah. It's almost like he had been fed off the floor all of his life. So how's it going? Where does he eat now?
Oh, out of the bowl. The bowl is fine, but it's not like I put the bowl down and he runs to it like she does. I'll put it down and he'll kind of sit there and look at me. And
right.
I say,
that's how I knew Sully, right? Because he wouldn't eat out of the bowl and you weren't sure what to do about it. And we used, I think, a paper plate or just a plate or something like that and then weaned him into a bowl, right?
We worked our way to a bowl. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I let him know that if he doesn't eat his food, Mita will. And so that
worse yet, Mark could too, because some of that food that I mix up, man, I'll tell you, that looks good.
Yeah.
But I haven't tested it yet.
Yeah.
I was tempted to try some dehydrated lamb lung one time, only because it stunk so bad.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, Sully is a kibble dog. He likes bland and
Well, the good
mild.
news is saves on treats. You can actually use his kibble for the treat, which is always encouraged.
So he is she is a puzzle fan. She loves to go digging around for treats. He's more of a lick mat kind of dog.
Okay.
He likes the sensory.
If Great Pyrenees were pack animals, that would define Mita as the pack leader then, if they were pack animals.
Yes.
All right, but always remember the same person, David Meach, that published the pack theory. He's also the one that had reverse course on it too. Same guy, David Meach. He's 86 years old now, still doing it.
Okay.
But yeah, he made that discovery by accident. The pack theory has been officially debunked quite a while ago. Word gets out slow on dogs.
Okay.
But they are social family animals, and right there's living proof. We've got a proof on video right here.
Yep.
He's gorgeous. And does he know it? Is he kind of stuck up too? Say, hey, I'm better looking than you are? No?
No.
Awesome.
He fully believes that he is last in place on looks, but he's like, he thinks he's a 1 when he's a 8.
Yeah, agree. I think he's the best.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, my
He didn't
number
know
one.
she's a
Now, in the behavioral world, our number one complaint from Great Pyrenees owners is barking.
Yes.
How are they doing? Do they know how to do it?
So her more than him.
I would expect that from what I was hearing.
She barks at sirens.
Oh no! Oh really? Shouldn't how? You haven't
We
lived
live-
until you had an Akbash start the chorus line with a siren.
Right. So she does barking. He does howling. So
Oh,
yeah. and so
Okay.
she joins in, and it's quite entertaining, but it's not something you want to hear all the time. So,
okay.
but yeah, we get plenty of warnings. Not to excess in the beginning, of course, it was more, but we've comforted them and acknowledged that we appreciate their warning
Mhm.
and kind of try to get them.
Redirect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So they're not excessive barkers.
No.
Because they can process through this even if they can't determine it. That's good. That's a very good sign.
Yeah.
Because who actually has the definition of excessive barking would have to be the dogs, not us. They can just be in. I mean, you got to remember their first line of defense is to intimidate.
Right.
Keep the threat away. Hence the big, deep bark. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
And also for those of you who have neighbors that are complaining about your dog's barking, go let your neighbor know that your dog is protecting them too. Okay?
Right. Right.
So instead of complaining, they should throw offer food in return. Okay, but to you, not the dog. But
Yeah. Well, fortunately, we have a young what is that? A golden retriever?
Yeah,
A golden retriever who does call and response, and he starts the call. So
oh,
the neighbors really haven't complained because they know.
is that your golden retriever?
No, next door.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So the
Yeah, we share a common wall. So
okay, so the golden retriever gets the barking going neighborhood wide, all around the neighborhood for you.
Well, possibly.
Okay, but
Yes,
yet the
sometimes
Great
it's that way,
Pyrenees
sometimes-
probably get blamed.
Right, but when we're inside, this is a duplex. We have a common wall. They hear him, and so it's like more like an inside thing.
Gotcha. God, look at him. He's just so no worries in the world right now.
Nope, he's like I said, he's very low key.
And
He's
speaking of
easygoing.
no worries in the world right now,
Oh, there's another.
Oh my goodness!
that's sled dog, guardian breed combined right there. And there's what you get.
Yeah.
All right. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org, that's where everything is happening today now. Wow. Now next week it'll be a little different. We've got an exciting show coming up next week, don't we, Melanie? You going to be here, Melanie? Your husband's here. Okay,
No,
dadgummit
he'll
husband,
actually
you're
be
taking away our
leaving,
producer.
but But I just noticed that I have a theater show to go see next week, so I won't be here.
Oh, okay. All right. And she's allowed to do that because we don't pay her. All right. So, and just like nobody pays Christine and Mark, well, the dogs pay.
Yeah.
They pay you. And
And
that's
affection.
usually better than any money that I've ever seen. Irina, aren't they gorgeous dogs? Look at Sully. He's just such a handsome boy.
Yes.
But he doesn't, at least they don't overshadow each other, right?
For the most part, right?
Yeah.
For the most
All
part.
right. Anything you'd like to add before in closing?
I think that's it. I mean, I appreciate that you showed Mark's video because it just
Well,
shows
I planned on it. I just we didn't-
their personality so
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I liked his video.
Yeah,
It had a little bit of
together.
an abrupt ending and on the original, and I just kind of faded it out a little bit. What we didn't know was licensing of the song. And so I put it out on Facebook, see if we got dinged. We didn't, so here we are.
Okay, well, good, and I'm glad because, like I said, it demonstrates their personalities.
Well,
and their
nobody can catch the personality of their dog in the video like, well, the foster or the owner.
right.
I can't do that.
So I knew this is what we'd have during the show, so I wanted people to see how they were on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And he got kind of a raw deal last time he was on, didn't he?
Who's that?
Because we focused on
Sully?
him with Roman, and too many people assumed that he needed Roman, and he didn't.
Right.
So-
They just happened. Roman happened to be, or Sully kind of segued into Roman, and
Right. And it kind of backfired on us when last time he was on. I mean, we intended to do something different, but somewhere along the line, I lost track of what was going on.
sure. I mean, it's not a scripted show, so
But anyway, it's always good having Roman on, though, because, I mean, when he speaks, if you don't take away something with you, that means you fell asleep while he was speaking. That's all. He's very knowledgeable behaviorist. So, boy, I tell you, I feel like after the show, I'm going to go lay down and take a nap. Oh, the infamous! Oh, he's being scratched under his elbow there.
yep.
Oh, but he does do the peer paw.
Oh yeah,
Every great Pyrenees on the planet does the peer paw.
yeah, but his is a powerful peer paw. I mean,
Okay,
more
so
like a slap.
it's been rewarded nicely then. So always remember the peer paw is a learned behavior.
Yeah.
All right, and usually not by you guys. It usually happens about 10 weeks old. A cute little puppy comes up and goes paw, and you go, oh, how cute, and you just created peer paw for life. All right.
Right.
And that's how easy it is to train a dog. You're done.
Okay.
Boy, okay. So, guys, thanks for bringing them on. And
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
thanks
having
for taking such good care of them. Let's see if we can get them adopted. I'd love to see them go together. But once again, we can't stress enough, that's not a requirement with these two.
Right.
Because bonded pair was not necessarily a bad thing, but they can't be separated. They can't be.
Right.
That means to the vet and everything. All right. For the most part. But boy, what a show. Next week, boy, we've got some dogs coming on next week. Everybody's going to think that we're in Utah. Well, we will be kind of. Every dog we have on next week are, I think, in the mountains up there. I think every one of them.
Nice.
Sheba is one of them. Oh man, beautiful girl. And I think we have some puppies coming on from Mountain Mamas. You guys remember Mountain Mamas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we got a great show. We don't have anything for the week after that. Oh, wait a minute. That's Mother's Day.
No.
Yeah.
We do have for the 12th. It's the 19th.
Oh, wait a minute. I think the 12th is Mother's Day, the second Sunday of the month.
Yep.
There was an
Yes.
error on the spreadsheet that was circulating through email. The error was caught by the author, and she did a good job of recovery too, didn't she?
Yes.
Nice work, Sydney. It is the 12th is Mother's Day, and for those of you who don't have children, that we understand. Okay, you wouldn't know when Mother's Day was, right? Because you didn't have a mom, right? Well, when I read that she had made a boo-boo on that email, Mother's Day is not the 19th, it's the 12th, me and my wife both said, really? Okay. We don't celebrate that. I mean, kids are grown and gone, and that's just another day. And typically, fosters, they don't get to take a day off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. You guys don't get Christmas off. You guys working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you don't get paid a dime with monetary payment anyway. So remember that next time somebody complains that a rescue wouldn't give you a dog that you demanded. Nah, the more you demand, the less chance you've got of getting one of them dogs. All right. That's just a red flag for everybody. Should be for the person demanding too. Let's not go into that. Let's get out of here before I get myself in trouble. Are you going to hang out for a minute, Melanie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You can too, Lisa. We might get to meet Melanie's fictitious husband. Maybe he is real. Or AI. Maybe it's going to be this new AI stuff, huh? All right. All right, everybody.
Thank
You
you,
guys have a-
fosters.
Bye. Thanks, Steve. Thanks,
Thank you.
Lisa. Thanks, Melanie.
All right. Bye, everybody.